Hey beauties, good afternoon to you. So I was in Ligany at about sometime after 1 p.m. thereabout, and a car blew up. I just watched the car burn to nothingness. I don't know if it was the owner. I assume it was the owner that borrowed an extinguisher, fire extinguisher from, I guess, one of the shops, one of the stores in Ligany, and while spraying it, apparently because it's an electrical problem, I'm told it would have been under the car, it just blazed the car even more, you know. And when I watched the car burn basically to nothingness, just to a burnt shell, the man left his home today to do whatever transaction and business, and by the midday or a little after midday, he no longer has a car. And based on the fact that I'm told that because his vehicle is sort of old, maybe his car is not insured really, maybe it's, and because it's electrical, I don't know the whole intricacies as it regards insurance and when your car is has a certain type of insurance or no insurance, and I honestly don't know. But basically, he may not get not one red cent, zinc, zilch, nothing. He may not get. And it goes to show beautiful people that you go on the road today and all is well. You plan your day, all goes well, and then there is sudden destruction. There is sudden destruction. And I'm not saying that the man has to do anything evil for this to happen. You could be Mother Teresa, you could be Mahatma Gandhi, you could be Martin Luther King Jr., you name them. Anything, if Jesus was fully God and is fully God and was fully man on earth, and still the Pharisees came at him, after him, they were non-stop, much more us as mere mortals. I am saying, beautiful people, it makes no sense that we add more unnecessary drama to our lives. Now that's a loss to the man. I mean, I'm watching it and I'm saying, oh my God, not even the worst person that I would consider the worst person on planet Earth, I would want that to happen to. He just watched his car burn to nothing. We're just watching his car. There's nothing we could do because the firemen didn't come until the car basically burned up to nothing. And he was trying to out the car. One other time I saw him the thing dropped out of his hand and he slid on the other end of the road. Thank God the cars were moving slowly. We were so frightened because we heard a knocking, a sound. I guess it was starting to gash up even further. And I said to myself, look at that. Sudden, you don't know what will strike. I can use this very unfortunate situation. I'm not sensationalizing it. I'm only using it because I want us to use it as an example to learn even more. With Queen Ifrica coming out and speaking about her molestation by one of her parents, let us say it that way, right? And maybe if what she has promulgated and alleged and said it is so, he probably thought that he would have gone to his grave without anybody knowing, if what she has stated is so. That also goes to show that people, please be careful of what you do, because when it comes out, it's not going to come out at an opportune time. It comes out at an inopportune time, and your money cannot save you. This or that cannot save you. And the worst part, I often said it, is for something that you would have done years ago, and for it to come out when you're old, when you're weak, you don't really have energy and vim and vigor and vitality. And if you have a particular legacy, all of that can come crashing down. All of that can just go to nothing. My gosh. When I saw the vehicle on fire, and all of us just had to watch it. We couldn't do anything. There's nothing we could do. I said, Lord have mercy. It is going to be like that for some people who have done others wrong without any care, without any compassion, without any mercy. That people are going to look on, even the very same ones that you would have done wrong to, want to help you and cannot help you. I read that in a scripture somewhere in Psalms, I don't know if it is somewhere in Psalms 37, but somewhere in the book of Psalms. somewhere where it says, and basically the victim is trying to pray for the perpetrator and begging for assistance for the perpetrator, and it's like, no, God said, they're going to get that beating. They're going to get that beating. And when God make up his mind that this is what is going to happen, there's nothing you can do. In his infinite wisdom, he has to execute justice because his nature is a just God. And because his nature is a just God, it's not like we were flip-flop all over the place. We say one thing today and do another thing tomorrow. Not like us. His nature has to be his nature. He's more quick to relent, to pull back in terms of, certain things he will protect us from and whatnot. Slow, that is why it says he's slow to anger. He's quick to show love. But you see, when that love becomes tough love, as they would say, tough, very tough, hard love, Lord, nothing can save you. That is why the scripture says, it is a dreadful thing. Some versions may say it's a fearful thing. It's almost trepidatious, to fall into the hands of God. It didn't say to fall into the hands of a demon. It didn't say to fall into the hands of Satan. It didn't say to fall into the hands of human or animals or whatnot. It said it is a dreadful and fearful thing to fall into the hands of God. God is not a God to be played with, mocked. He cannot be mocked, can't be jeered. I hear some people say some things and I just shake my head and say, poor you, you're really, really ignorant. Ignorant meaning you lack knowledge. That is why it says, when the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, the beginning of knowledge. That's when you begin to know. That's when you have knowledge, when you begin to fear. And God not expecting you to fear him like a ghost. Like when you say you fear Duppy. No. That's not building a relationship. And that is why I don't believe in, as I get older, I realize that there's a flaw in the Christian community. We preach fire and brimstone to draw people to the kingdom. Now, think about it. If a man is pursuing you and he says he likes you, but he comes and he tells you awful things. He comes and he tells you terrible things, that you're ugly. I'm not talking about if he's joking around. Like he's telling you, every day he's telling you some negative words. You're going to be turned off from him. Even if it is that he's joking, you're going to say, but sir, I really don't understand you. You are pursuing me and you're telling me all these things that I look awful, I look terrible, I'm fat, and then you want to be in a relationship with me? You'd be turned off. You would be turned off. When Jesus was preaching the fire and brimstone and talking about your hearts are like whitewashed sepulchres, is the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Zealots, the scribes he was talking about, because he knew their hearts were far from God. He knew that they were narcissistic, they were self-righteous, they were not godly, they were ungodly, they were rebellious, they were pretentious, they acted as though they were sanctimonious and holy, but behind closed doors they were going on with all kinds of evil and wickedness. Notice what he did with people who were genuine, sinful people, but genuine, like Mary Magdalene, who was a prostitute. She brought her best perfume, washed his feet, and he never criticized her, he never condemned her. The woman who was caught in the act of adultery, the woman at the well, all these people that we write off and we treat badly, Jesus never came and condemned them. It's like going to a doctor. When you condemn people, it's like going to a doctor and doctor says, well, you come to me for you're lucky, go sit down. What am I do? So because you have AIDS, you have cancer, you have gonorrhea, you have syphilis, you have all kind of, you're lucky. What am I do? That's exactly how it comes across people, especially Christians. So I had to inject that. But outside of that, beautiful people, listen to me. The life is so unpredictable nowadays. I'm not saying that you could have walked circumspectly more. Murphy's Law will come and visit you. Trials must come. That's a part of life. You just accept it. Just like how death is a surety, trials are a surety. So that is why what you need to do is ensure that you live a life that is so pleasing that, one, some things don't come unhearted. There are no skeletons in your closet to come box you, especially at an inopportune time. When you reach an old age stage, you're supposed to be you must be getting people lauding and praise. When I say praise, not like when you're praising God, mean you honor and respect. But you have to sow the seeds from your young. You have to do it from your young. It doesn't mean you're perfect. So you see, when we say these little things, me use them as lessons, because God know me want to live till them son me, born me and turn me. I want to live very long and a healthy and a good life. And when people look on, they say that girl helped to transform my life for the better. That's what I want. I must leave that legacy. A world changer, a history maker. That's the kind of person I want to be. So be careful of the things that you do and say, guys. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.